Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Whit Johnson. We begin with the passengers aboard the luxury cruise ship at the center of a deadly hantavirus outbreak about to arrive at the Canary Islands. Authorities say there are no plans to quarantine the 17 Americans returning to the U.S., but they will be met by officials with the CDC and then taken to the University of Nebraska Medical Center in Omaha. Authorities are now monitoring at least 9 other Americans in 6 states. So far, none showing signs of illness. These planes will transport all of the passengers to their destinations after that ship arrives in the overnight hours. The extraordinary preparations underway after 3 people died in the outbreak. Officials now trying to calm fears, saying this is not a global pandemic. ABC's Maggie Rulli leads us off from the Canary Islands.
Tonight, CDC officials tracking that hantavirus outbreak on a luxury cruise ship say there is no mandatory quarantine for the 17 Americans on board returning to the U.S.
No mandatory quarantine is the right path to go. With the data we have, it's only symptomatic people that are passing on hantavirus. And so if people are asymptomatic, they are not at risk based on what we know today.
Authorities are currently investigating 8 cases related to the hantavirus outbreak and its origins. 3 people have died, all passengers of the MV Hondius. Local authorities in the U.S. are tracking 9 people in 6 states that have potentially been exposed. None have symptoms. The MV Hondius has been traveling to the Canary Islands in Spain since it left Cape Verde on Wednesday. It's expected to arrive in Tenerife early Sunday morning.
This right here is where we expect the ship to be anchored offshore, arriving in the early hours tomorrow morning. And we've been here at the port watching as police and authorities rush to prepare for those passengers. You can see a multiple police set up right now. That is where the passengers will finally disembark that cruise ship.
In Spain, locals are conflicted. The ship's arrival bringing back memories of the COVID-19 pandemic. Samantha Aguirre, a 12-year resident, saying that while they don't feel entirely safe, they also need to have empathy for those on board. On board the Hondius, Dr. Steve Kornfeld, an American from Oregon, stepping in after the doctor on board got sick while treating hantavirus patients.
Then it just kind of escalated.
Telling us on the phone that right now, no one on board has any symptoms.
There's been a lot of recriminations and finger pointing. And I've lived all this, and I am a physician, so I have a kind of a high sense of suspicion about things. Even in retrospect, I don't think any clues were missed. I have nothing but accolades for this boat and everybody on it.
The WHO says those repatriation flights could start taking people home throughout Sunday and Monday, pushing back on concerns, saying this is not another COVID and that the risk to public health remains low.
I know Tenerife is ready, prepared, and I know Spain is ready and prepared.
Maggie Rulli joining us now from the Canary Islands. So, Maggie, what is expected to happen once that ship arrives?
Yeah, once that ship is anchored offshore, they plan to start evacuations as soon as possible. The Spanish government wants to get those passengers off of the Canary Islands and onwards towards their home countries. Now, for the Americans, that means they'll be met and escorted by the CDC, taken back to the States, and sent straight to the National Quarantine Unit in Omaha, Nebraska. Whit?
All right, Maggie, we appreciate your reporting.